Okay, it is 6 o'clock, and I call to order the October meeting, regular Park Board meeting. Would you all rise for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Jeff, if you would read our mission statement.
Sure. Logansport Parks and Recreation is committed to improving the quality of life for Loganland residents by preserving land, facilities, the environment, and our natural heritage, and by creating significant opportunities for recreation, conservation, relaxation, and education for now and future generations.
Thank you. Are there any changes or modifications to the September 10th meeting minutes? Hearing none, with no changes or modifications, the meeting minutes stand as presented. And we're going to change the agenda just a bit so that we can have a public comment first. So if you'd like to come up, state your name and your address.
Okay, a comment. I'm afraid it's going to be a little bit longer than a comment, but I'll do my best. My name. Oh.
Yes, yeah, thank you.
My name is Doran Heimlich, and I live at 851 Walnut Ridge East here in Logansport. I'm elderly. You can tell that by looking at me. But anyway, I'm here to talk about the swimming pool. Okay? I had an idea about a month ago, right after you got done with the Huston Park, and oh my, I spent my afternoon there, and I had a lovely time, and a real nice ride in a golf cart around to the whole place. I was so glad to do that for the simple reason I knew I'd never be able to walk it, you know, so I got my ride. So I enjoyed it. Well, I stopped a couple days later to tell Miss Foley that I had an idea on the swimming pool, and she listened to me. Bless her heart. She said, oh my, you know, well, that's really a nice idea, but I wished you'd present it to you folks. So I'm here. I could not make it the other meeting that you had because I have this other meeting at 6 o'clock that I'm late at. Okay, there you go. You all look quite young. You are, except Mr. Monahan. And he knows my husband.
Jim?
And you, yeah. And you probably were part of doing the carousel.
I was.
Earning the money to build that carousel. If you remember how the town went together and we worked our tails off to get that carousel done, everybody did in town because we all wanted it. And my husband even consented to me that when my mother passed away and left me some of my own money, I could give some of it away. He let me. And I bought, he and I sponsored a horse.
Wonderful.
And our name is under it. Somebody already took the Black Panther that we had, which is a tiger now. But anyway, so, you know, we donated, and all our organizations that we belong to, and his class and my class, he graduated in 46, I graduated in 50. We all gave money to the carousel, and we have our brick in the sidewalk, and classes that were getting closing because they were too old, you know, would give money that was left in their account to the carousel. I remember that. And people were given money, and the businesses, you know, and the other people. I don't remember all that they did because at the time We were raising our children, and they were so tickled that we had a horse to ride on, and we worked our tails off. Now, I do not know how many years ago that happened. I could not find out today. You'll have to look in your minutes, because you two are too young. You didn't do any of the work. That's okay. You didn't do anything in the work. But we did it. And we was all donations from businesses and people and everything. I don't know if there was any grants given to us at the time. I don't remember, because I forget things now. And you'll have to look in your records. That's the only thing I can tell you, to get the date and the records. Well, I got to thinking right after you closed the pool, because I ran into a grandma that was in tears. And it was up at the village there on George Street. She was out in at the bench, and her grandchildren were playing. There were 3 or 4 of them, and my friend and I were taking, we had a sorority meeting in the little meeting house, and a meal. We always eat, and we were cleaning up, and I was helping her take the stuff back to her apartment. And the kids were playing, and I said to them, "Oh my, they're playing awful hard on this hot day. I don't know how they stand it." "Oh," she said, "don't worry about them. They've been in this pool all morning." She said, "They come and visit me once a week on a Wednesday, and I put on my bathing suit." Now, mind you, she was my age. And she says, "I take my grandchildren to the pool, and we play. We have the best time. They look so forward and coming to spend a day with their grandma." And she says, "This is the last time, because they're closing it next week." And she says, "Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do." She says, "I'm going to miss these." And the kids were, "We're going to miss it too." And I said, "Say, how would you like to have an ice cream cone?" Because that's what we were taking back to the apartment. We gave them all an ice cream cone. And they were so tickled. Well, I got to thinking about her, and I said, "This is sad." She looked forward with her taking her children. So I got to thinking about it, because the kids already in town are already collecting sacks. And I happen to be the can lady at our church. I collect cans for the church. And I thought, aha! Why don't you have the kids in town collect water bottles? Call the company and see if they would give you money or a donation for water bottles. The kids could collect them themselves for their swimming pool. The school would do it in school and have classes like they did at the carousel, and did do, collect money, and the winning class got a party. We could do the same thing, And I thought, oh boy, I don't know what we're going to do, because the Girl Scouts already collect the caps. I found out today it is one troop that's collecting caps, and that lady her kids happen to go to it, because my church has collected the caps, any plastic cap that screws. They want them because the company buys the caps, and when they get so many, the kids, they either get a bench or a picnic table, and they're trying to use that for their new outdoor pavilion that they've got. at the Girl Scouts. They're
So-
already collecting caps.
So, Ms. Heimlich, your idea, right here, your idea is that we should do a citywide collection of bottles and cans
Yes.
to a fundraiser.
With the Girl Scouts. Let them
Yeah.
have the caps.
Yeah, I think that's an absolutely fabulous idea, and when we get to that phase of raising money, I think that's a great idea.
Well,
And we will certainly take that under consideration. That's great. Yeah.
I really do
Yeah,
think
I
it would
think it's
work,
a-
because
it's a
we
one-
did
yeah.
it once before.
Yeah.
Now, the other
And then,
thing-
and the recycling, and it's good for the environment, and I'm sure that somebody would love to take up that cause.
because
I appreciate that.
I see number one, this is a number one bottle. I did not know if the men knew what a number one bottle is. They collect number one and number two.
Correct, yeah, yeah.
And you have, they're on
So-
the bottom.
Yeah.
Now.
Well, that's a great idea. We really do appreciate that. Did you have another idea?
Well, yes.
Because we don't want you to be late for your meeting.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
I know that, but I was going to say, we're talking about thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars.
Correct.
I know that. Okay,
Well-
divide it in two. Put the little pool, get a little pool for the toddlers from maybe, say, 1 to 3 or 4, and put it where the pool is now. See if the girls' baseball place maybe could move to one of the bigger areas that we got now for.
Yeah, and that's an option as well. I'm sure that we will have many discussions on what to do with Tower once the pool has
Well,
been demolished, yes.
Jim and I were going to Sarasota, and they built a little pool for the
Yep,
kids.
yep.
With
I've seen those.
squirts coming out,
Yep.
everything,
And those are lovely. We have discussed those, yes.
and if you put it up there and make it maybe just a little bit more parking, and let the whole block be
Correct.
for the little kids.
Right.
Then you could put the big pool wherever you want.
Right.
However big
Correct.
you want it.
Correct.
Someplace else.
Yeah,
But it's going to cost more. Don't make the little kids wait,
yeah.
you know.
We'll do the best we can.
Well, I know you will, but I just thought that would be
That's a
good
great idea.
Because the kids, if the company would let you put it in a sack, they could carry a sack of, say, 10 of these.
Yep,
to school,
yep, it would be,
And throw the sack in the bin, you know, because you're going to have to store them.
yeah. So thank you so much for your comment, and we appreciate it very much.
Well,
Yes.
I really think that it'll work, because
Yeah.
it worked before.
Yes.
It's going to make you guys do a lot, and I will be glad to help.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, and come back anytime.
We appreciate it.
Yes.
Oh, I know it's this
Yeah. Are you going to be all right down the elevator, or do you need somebody to go down with you?
No, I'll walk.
Okay,
I see the elevator's up, right up there.
It's easier than walking up.
okay, all righty.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Story.
guys
Thank you.
are all nice lady people.
Thank
And
you.
too. I love you.
Can't leave you out, Mitchell.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Heimlich.
Thank you. She was afraid to get in the elevator. I had to ride up with her. She's afraid to go in it. And that's why I said, are you going to be okay? Do you need one of us to ride down with you? Because she wouldn't get in the elevator.
Well, that thing's known to hang up.
Well, and we get in, she goes, sometimes bad things happen to me when I get in these. And I thought, oh, I did that. Oh, she's really a riot. Oh, anyway,
I
okay.
have stories about the city building from when I worked here as a Girl Scout.
Yeah.
The field director. We were,
Yeah.
make it-
All right, so we have,
move on.
oh, that was refreshing. She was very refreshing. Okay, new business, the land use agreement for Riverside Park Miniature Golf.
I really mostly just wanted you to know that this is something, that this is coming, that the Hallam's did stop by and asked me about renewing this coming year, and so I was like, is it really been 5 years? I was really? So anyway, and they're asking for 3 years this
Okay.
time, because
Yeah.
they're kind of hoping to maybe sell the business here, because they're in their golden years, and I
Yeah.
think they're ready to retire from this. and-
I'm just glad they want to do it for another 3 years.
I am too, yeah, me too.
Okay.
Okay, so anyway, yeah. But they, they're looking for the right buyer, they don't want to just sell it to just anybody that won't put the time in and understand what it takes and that kind of
Yeah.
stuff, so.
When they sell it, what are they selling? I mean,
Well, they're selling obviously all the golf the golf
clubs, balls.
clubs, balls, shack, the actual holes, those are all part of what they have, the fins.
The mats that go down there.
All that would be what they would sell. Certainly, the business itself is valuable within the park, as an asset to the park, so.
Very much.
So do we need a,
We're not ready, no,
Okay,
this is
you
the actual,
should- okay.
this was the last one, or the last lease we had with them, and I wanted you to know that this is what we've had before, and, that it's,
Coming
I'll
up.
have a revised lease then for next meeting, so.
Okay.
Okay.
all righty, then the next thing is transfer of funds, and do we have 2?
We do have 2.
Okay. So one is on the pool and the parks, and then the second one, that one has the long list. And then the other one is golf. So you want to take,
Well, let's start with the pool
okay,
parks.
perfect.
I guess I first of all want you to recognize, and if you looked at your budget sheets that we were sure to give you here, with your packets, if you look at the temporary help, we only have $3,900 there, and that does not include tomorrow's paycheck. And the other place that we're really short is on utilities.
Hang on.
The temporary help is in the
Yeah, I
very
got
first,
that one.
the first section, on the first page. And you'll see office supplies is at 0, which
there's
isn't a big deal, but then if you move on down to tools and hardware, that's all 0. Contractual services are 0, and that's for things like electrical work that would have to be done, or, just things that we would have to hire somebody to do that we can't do. And then utilities, and I guess the biggest thing you should notice is that we have spent 82, you look at the far right of that, the percent of the budget, we've spent 82% of that budget, and we still have 25% of our year to go. So we're gonna go short there for sure. And the other one that's really low is equipment repair, non-vehicle, and that's our mowers, that'll be snow blowers, that'll be any of those kind of vehicles. That's on the top of page 3 on that. Marty's still listening. Where is it?
Yeah, really.
If you go up, what do we, under communication and transportation, we have nearly 3,000 in communications, what's that for?
That's telephone, that's all our telephone and computer bills,
Never thought of that, sorry.
yeah.
Okay.
And
I'm sure
actually,
you've been through all of
We're in
this.
fair shape there, we're okay. And
Yeah,
I guess
I know.
I'm hoping that here before the end of the year, if we can, maybe we'll have an extra 1,000 there, maybe. Yeah,
Okay,
we hope,
okay.
we hope.
I got it, I'm sure you looked at all of these, okay.
So, anyway, but I guess I wanted you to see, especially the utilities and the building, or the equipment repair non-vehicle, and then the temporary help. All those items are
Low.
really low, and to get through and I have to back up in our defense, is that we did have a really heavy winter last winter, and
I'm sure.
the utilities were high, and so was our extra help.
Yeah.
We-
Yeah.
We spent a lot of money keeping up with snow removal
Yeah.
and
And
keeping
the fact that you
things
can
warm.
keep up with it is amazing.
Right, that's what I say too, the fact that you could keep up with it, because I know I couldn't.
Well,
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
don't know that we did, but, but anyway,
Yeah,
so
okay.
that's
Yeah, I get it,
why
yeah.
we're in this shape.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
you've
we have
been
to go
cut.
back, way back to the winter of.
And you have a lean budget.
And we have a lean budget.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so that's why we're asking for, so my quest here is to move as much as we can from the pool, I mean, get the pool situated, because we did have, you know, they actually addressed this at the council meeting the other night, the lifeguards and cashiers and the FICA, I forgot to tell you that. They did address that at the council meeting the other night. So really what we're looking for is to move all these other funds that have this $5,752, all these other funds into park utilities. And that will really help us. I think that'll help us get to a point where we can at least delay whatever else we have into the new year.
Does that wipe this year's pool budget out? You got every cent of it and we're gonna
Not
put...
every cent, I think we still have, we left 1,000 in there for utilities, didn't we?
So if we don't need that for the utilities, we can pull that one as well?
Yeah, but by that time, it'll probably, you know, I don't know that we'll have time to make that transfer, but, you know.
Okay. All right. There? Yeah, okay, I get that. I just want to make sure that we get all that money that we can to put it back into our,
Right.
okay, I get that, all right,
Okay, so that's what this is right here.
okay.
And actually, like I said, the earlier, you actually already approved these other two
That's what I
at
thought.
the August meeting, the 2469 and the 117 into lifeguards and cashiers and FICA. And actually, the council addressed that at this last park board meeting, or their last council meeting, so.
So if we put this 5,752 blah, blah, blah into utilities, it would bring it up to close to 13,000 then?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that'll help
That's a
us.
little, yeah.
It'll help.
Okay.
And then if I need to make some other transfers here and there, I will,
Okay.
you know, from other accounts. See, the way this works is you can transfer on our own. We can transfer in personal services within any of those line items, in supplies, any within those line items,
that.
within the services line items, and within other improvements line items.
Right.
So, okay.
So we need a motion to accept or
Yes.
approve these?
To approve these.
All right, and this, we'll start with the pool park one.
Mhm. Yes, please.
I need a motion to accept the,
Transfer of appropriations.
transfer, do you, okay, hang on. So since we've already done those tops, what do we, I just say the
So-
bottom quarter,
Yeah,
bottom
the
three?
57, 52, 16.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So I'd like a motion to accept the transfer of appropriations for $5,752.16.
I so move that we accept the transfer of appropriations.
I need a second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. The motion passes. Okay.
Okay, now, the
Now,
second one, I
second
wish
one.
Dean were here to tell you more about this one, but you're going to have to take me. Dean is trying to get a rough mower, and in order to do that, he's moving all his capital funds. He still, I think he bought a sprayer that was about $5,000. Was it close to six? Okay, close to $6,000. So that leaves us about $19,000 in capital expenditures in the golf budget. This is probably on the next to the last page. There's last two pages.
Yeah, page 4.
It says page 4 on the top right.
Cool. Here we go.
Full budget is the last two pages, and
Yep.
then this one is on the previous two pages. And it's set under other improvements. You'll see that there's currently, on capital outlay, the current list is about $24,996. And that is, so that will be short about $6,000 because he just bought a sprayer for his other equipment. And so he's going to need, to do this rough mower, he needs an additional $9,500 to make what he needs to do that with.
Was this budgeted for this year, a rough mower, or was that?
I don't remember if it's actually in the capital, the CIP or not. I think it is. I mean, it's been something that he's needed, and if it's not this year, it is next year. So it's just.
Okay, so there is 24,996, blah, 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 in capital outlay, and he needs an additional 9,000 to cover the expense of a
9,500 to do a rough mower.
a rough mower.
How much is the rough mower?
26,000.
Okay. And this comes from chemicals like for the golf course?
Yes. So
Like weed control and stuff and all that, is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's got 20,698 in his chemical budget. And he doesn't feel like he'll use all of that this year.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably about right.
Okay. Is there any board discussion on this?
Well, I would
Okay,
like to.
good.
That's an awful big expense not to have, I mean, in a budget as a rough mower to start transferring funds to do that. I mean, isn't that going to leave us short in other places if he does that?
In chemicals, I'll leave them short in chemicals.
At this time of the year, though,
Yeah,
he's probably not going to need that, is he?
But the rough cut mower at 26,000, and he only needs 9,500? Is that?
Yeah.
Probably to cover shipping, because what is it, because they have 24 in there now.
Yeah, it's almost 25.
Yeah,
and
almost
it's less 20. There's 6,000 that he's using for the sprayer,
Right.
and so what that leaves us about 18,000. So he needs about, that 9,500 to.
Gotcha.
And what we really, what you got to pay attention to on this form is that where it says excess revenues over/under expenditures. You see that at the bottom line?
Mhm.
And if you head all the way over to year-to-date, where we have brought in $43,000 more than we have spent.
Okay.
Now, is that from January to January? Is
Yes.
that how we do that?
Mm-hmm.
So we brought in 43,000 more than we spent.
Than
Is that
we
what you're
spent,
saying? That's
yes.
excellent.
Yes.
So it is.
Okay.
Then, okay, so then what happens if we use take that 9,500 out of chemicals, it won't get replaced
It'll be in the new year.
Yeah.
in the new year? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I got it.
But
Okay,
you
I see
gotta
what you're
remember,
saying, yeah.
this is
Yeah,
more
I know.
like- This one is more like a checking account.
Right, right.
And there's always going to be a certain funding level, and I don't have those figures at this point in the month. I always look at those, occasionally, but I don't pay attention to that every month. But this,
Always forget it's a checking.
but this is a really good indication right here that this 43,000 is what we've brought in more than what we've spent, so.
That's excellent. Okay.
So do we take bids on this, or is it just?
Well, no, we didn't take bids, but we actually did some, you can only get these mowers at a certain plates. You can't just get these, you know,
Yeah, any store.
at any store,
Sears
so,
don't sell 'em?
because of the golf,
We don't have
because of
Sears anymore, Marty.
the size and all that, so.
They've moved.
Okay.
All right, so we need then we need, is there any more, any more board discussion?
No, I don't see a problem with that.
Okay.
He takes great care of the equipment. He gets a lot of mileage out of every piece that he brings in.
So I need a motion to accept the transfer of appropriations for the golf course.
So moved.
Second?
I second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. All right, on to old business, the Huston Park closeout documents from Myers Construction.
I just wanted you to know so we did receive those, and I put in, just so you saw the final, that's the final payment application that was submitted, this one-page thing, and there's a lot more. There's a lot more than just this, but I just thought you'd be interested to know that the final cost was this $977,909. That's the final cost of what we did with Myers, so.
What did we, how much did we have appropriated for that? We had more than that, didn't we? 977?
Well, we had some more available, but only because we brought in some additional donations. So we did, you know, that's what the change orders were, as we were able to bring in some additional donations, we were able to,
Well, let me ask you then, are you 100% happy with everything that this guy did? I mean, as far as where we're sitting right now, are you? Okay.
I think the turf looks wonderful, and that just took rain.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's what it took, and when it rained in August, everything just greened up so beautifully, and it's really good. And there is a certain element of things that we have to do in terms of the turf, so, you know, we have some minor issues with the part in the restroom, when they shut down the water, it had problems the last couple of years, but that wasn't anything Myers did. That's just the construction and the parts that we've got to deal with. So, and we still will. I got their number. So, anyway.
Awesome.
But they, you know, they sent me a maintenance and operations manual, which is only that thick, and then the actual documents from the project are about that thick, and 3 copies of the big documents. I'm not sure why they gave me 3 copies, but that was what the specs were. And then everything that could be on a disc is on a disc, and so they paid quite a bit to get it here, didn't they? So, anyway, so it's all done, and so we're going to go ahead and.
Woohoo!
I know, it's pretty exciting to have it completed. So.
Exactly. All righty, so golf course manager's report.
He's not here.
Yeah, I know.
Now, if you notice that we are, I always especially like to look at the comparison part, but we're like a little over $3,000 more than we were last year at this time.
Yeah.
So now, with the weather we've had so far in October, we're not looking for any big numbers in October, but we, you know, some bills, some money's going to come in from previous things and stuff like that. So we're doing okay.
Yeah. All righty, on to administrator's report. Update on flagpoles, Steinman, and parking.
Okay. Flagpoles. Savage Electric has us on their agenda for sometime towards the end of October to install 3 flagpoles at Fairview, not Fairview, I'm sorry, at Riverside, at Spencer, and at Huston Park. Huston Park is coming out of the Houston Fund, not this $10,000 that's here. I spoke with LMU, and they currently do not have any light poles that they'll be able to use to turn into flagpoles, but they know what we want, they know that we want to do that, so hopefully we'll be able to get some more flagpoles that are, you know, that are smaller and more appropriate for like Bishop Park, Patriot Park,
Okay.
smaller venues that don't have big buildings and things like that. So, so that's where we're at with flagpoles. Simon Lights has been contracted with Thistle Electric. They are going to be working on that here in the next couple weeks. They have been made aware that LMU would help them, and so that's moving along as well. It's a good time to take vacation, don't you? And then Riverside Parking, the only thing that we're missing now is the stripes and the curb stops, and I spoke with the guy that does the striping and the superintendent, and together in one room, and sometime in the next couple of weeks, as weather permits, they'll get to those. So.
Okay. Oh, next
And then
couple weeks,
and then
good.
I'll order, I'm gonna wait till closer to the end of the year to order the curb stops, so I know what I've got money-wise.
Correct.
So.
Perfect. All
So,
righty.
it's coming, it's,
Good job.
all right. It's not a great job, but it's a good job.
Great job, Jan.
There we go. And now we're on to your management report.
And did anybody have any questions about anything?
The three kids that were caught destroying those benches, or
I haven't heard from the Family Opportunity Center on that, and they really are gonna take the lead on that, so I haven't.
Say again?
The Family Opportunity Center is the ones that would take the lead on working with those kids and.
they destroyed the benches at the lower pavilion in Spencer Park?
Did the picnic
Oh, you
tables?
found him.
No, oh, yeah. Police caught him right away.
Did I know that?
Yeah.
I think I did, okay.
Yeah.
So, oh, good, okay, okay.
But like I said, I haven't heard from the Family Opportunity Center on that, so. But
From your
we did have an initial conversation.
Yeah, exactly, there are my people, I don't want to know who it is. They're probably sitting in my class. Some of my people.
You
Jeff,
know,
and
go ahead.
Jeff asked me about our other, an update on our other plans, and honestly, I couldn't find the notes. So this afternoon, seriously, I found it this afternoon finally.
Okay.
So, I will get a meeting with the city attorney arranged, and we'll get this going, so, okay? I'm sorry.
And then do we have a date to meet with the city council for the pool, for those resolutions?
He only sent that to me. He didn't send that to everybody.
What day? No.
He does not want to meet with us.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, so Mr. Bishop doesn't want to meet with us to discuss pool options or the resolution
Right. Till January.
till January. Okay. All right. Well, I wonder what,
I'm sorry,
No,
I guess I realized that when I asked you.
did you know?
No, not
Well,
until we spoke yesterday,
I-
yeah.
when I-
Got it.
Oh, I forgot. I'll email that to everybody.
Okay,
I
well,
thought he emailed that to everybody, but apparently not, so, I don't know.
okay.
So, anyway, but we're gonna have to have a meeting on these transfers, you know, so that's one thing, you know, we gotta do,
Okay.
okay?
All righty.
And, we did Art on the Avenue, Two Rivers on Two Wheels, and the Health Expo, and I don't know what's kind of going on, but maybe it's the weather. It's been so much cooler here in September and October, but the numbers have really been down. And the Health Expo was a bust, and I don't know what happened there. You don't print that. Did she go? Okay. Yeah, it was like, nobody came. And we had really good program and food to try, different foods to try, and Zumba and other, different discussions, and the firehouse was there, the Bloodmobile was there, McDonald's had food there. I mean, free McDonald's food. I was just really surprised that we just didn't have, and we did lots of promotions. So I don't know whether we'll ever do that again, but anyways, that was frustrating and wasn't as, it was a lot of work for not very much attendance. So,
Right.
Anyway. But anyway, Boo Fest is in the 26th, and we're also planting trees with the Boy Scouts there at Riverside Park on the 25th. I don't think that's on your.
That's on here, yeah. Mhm.
And then we are decorating the Little Turtle in Heritage Park for Christmas. That's still on the books, and Security Federal is still going to help us, assist us with the funding of that. And we are working with the Carousel to do their Winter Fest this year. We tried to do things at Dykeman in the past and haven't had great attendance, so we're going to try and work with the Winter Fest program and kind of partner with them to see if we can't even enhance their program, and they enhance ours as well. So, and then my new best thing is we're going to do a New Year's Eve party for families on New Year's Eve day.
Yeah.
And the party is it's from 10 to 1, and the celebration is at noon instead of midnight. So for families and stuff, so.
For little kids, so they could actually ring in the new year, but it's at noon, and I think that's really awesome. I think it's pretty brilliant.
So,
Yeah.
well, I can't take credit for that, but anyway. So, and we're gonna make it more for families, not just kids.
Right.
So, Jeff, bring Luke, and then
Yeah.
so it's like he doesn't have to be there by himself, and you can bring your grandkids. Do you have grandkids?
Well, I got grandbabies.
If my great-nephews and nieces were here, I would bring my great-nephews and my great-nephew and my two great-nieces, I would bring them, but they are in Baltimore, but I would bring them if I could.
Okay. Very good.
And I do, two great-nieces, and they totally rock, so.
Okay. All right.
All right.
I don't think I have anything else to say.
All righty.
I'll shut
Thank
up
you
now.
so much. Since we've already had our visitor comments, board member comments. Jeff?
Don't have anything at this time.
I
Keep
don't
up the
either.
good work.
I don't have anything.
Rich?
I was glad to see that we're getting the solar up and running in the Penman building. I was wondering if maybe
It is running. It's running.
I was wondering if maybe sometime in the spring we could host like a little informational thing for people that might be interested in
That's a good idea.
putting solar to use in their own homes.
I'd like to see Penman building operating by one month.
Finished. Yeah, yeah,
That'd be great.
yeah.
But other than that,
I think it's a good
I
idea.
All right, Marty?
Well, the only thing on this vandalism thing, if we don't hear anything in another few weeks, you may want to,
Oh, I'll give them a push anyway. I will.
because we don't want to let that go. And I know that, not here, but in other places, if you don't give it a push,
Yeah,
it
it
just
won't
kind of
get-
gets by the wayside, and that's it. And, I don't want to use the phrase "make an example," but, it happens to us all too often, and somebody has, if they catch them, they need to pay. And
Yeah.
to make an example,
Okay.
so.
Will do.
All righty. Jan and Kathy, thank you very much, and if there's no further business, this meeting is adjourned.